Good evening, good evening, good evening to all you wisdom walkers out there. This is Jojopah coming to you with Wisdom Walk Talk, live stream, and podcast happening at the same time. And it's my great pleasure to be here again to share with you the second part of my annual New Year's message for 2023 on Nature Year, a rabbit year, Black Rabbit year, and adversity is the engine of success. So this is my pre-show because the podcast I do, actually, I play the lovely theme song I claimed by Stevie Wonder from Songs in the Key of Life called Nikalela. Yeah. And I'm working to see how I can maybe include that in here without YouTube taking me down. I gotta figure it out. But in the meantime, this is my warm-up with you, so I'm grateful that I've got 3 people watching. And let me turn off the music. And say hi to folks who are tuning in. Let's see who we got here. Ah, it's Amina. Hey, Amina. Yeah, I love those drums. And I was concerned that I wasn't going to be able to use them with the live stream, but I figured it out. So glad you're here, sweetheart. And let's see who else we got. Hey, it's TK. Good evening to you. Early evening for me here in Southern California. You on the East Coast. So yeah, it's a little later for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much appreciated. So I've got a nice show lined up for you because this is going to be about annual commitments, how we can magically experience this new year that I really feel is the stepping into the new age of Aquarius and the start of a new era for us collectively as humans, but also on a personal level. Yeah, this is our Renaissance time. So I'm very excited to be sharing with you. Getting ready to start the podcast because the music has come to an end. So thank you so much again for being here. And in just a second, I will begin the full show. Good evening and welcome to Wisdom Walk Talk here on Black Hole Radio and my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery. And I'm so grateful to be here with you tonight. And as always, I want to begin by first honoring the ancestors. And I hope you'll join me as we open up to invoke those who came before us and those whose shoulders we are standing upon so that we can get it right this time around. Absolutely. So, creator, mother, father, God, source, all the one, all that is. Whew, may the ancestors hear our prayers. Ancestors, 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 we call out to you during this opening to 2023 and ask you to guide us gently through this transition from the double fire year into a nature year. Enable us to express our grief unapologetically and to receive all of the compassion, support, and encouragement that we need to keep moving forward. Continue to enable us to stop being in resistance to this new age and new earth consciousness. Guide us gently and lovingly into our personal renaissance as we dare to live our new narratives. Enable us to remember that these narratives are divinely scripted for ourselves and for our world. And most importantly, continue to enable us to move forth from the dark ages of modernity by placing our heads below our heart, valuing people over profits, and always, always choosing love over fear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. Asher Hoasa, Shinga Bismillah. And so it is. So it is. Yes, yes, yes. So, as we know, January has opened us up to this new year, this new time, this new age. I truly believe that 2023 is the beginning of not only a new age of Aquarius in a more practical way, it's also about a new era that we're stepping into. Yes, and that's not just collectively for us as humans. I'm also feeling it's happening for us individually. And I have been talking about the Renaissance because after a plague came a renaissance. And so I believe that that's what we're doing as we're still moving through COVID, but we're 3 years into it now so that, okay, boom, here we are. Here's what we're going to do. Um, Lots of unexpected shifts are going to be showing up in 2023. Um, the major shift in our lives was from COVID, but climate change has added to that. The increasing persistent mass shootings here in the United States, most particularly, but also in other places around the world that you wouldn't think it would be going on. So there's something that is really, calling us forward as humans and as individuals to really take pause. I believe that 2023 is a time for the treasure in all this trouble to begin to show up and in magical ways. So I believe this is a year filled with hope for those who are willing to take that risk. And it's my great pleasure to be providing you with some spiritual spills, wisdom, insights to help you navigate through this important year on our journey of fulfillment and happy endings in life. Now, for those of you who are listening through the podcast, through the broadcast, just a reminder that when I am broadcasting live, like tonight, you can also listen through a telephone number if you don't want to be on your computer. That number is area code 563-999-3089. Also, just know that if you have any comments and you're not on the live stream, or even if you are, you can share them for me to get access to on my Facebook page, which is Wisdom Walk Radio, my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, Wisdom Walk Community, my website, www.wisdomwalktoselfmastery.com, or, of course, in the comment section below the YouTube video once this gets uploaded. But right now, I invite you to sit or lay back and join me for an exploration of the inner landscape where we can connect to our souls and discover the true treasure of being human. Yes, yes, yes. Again, I've shifted up some things, so I'm letting my elemental wisdom be a separate live stream, and I do the whole month. So, like this week, we've just started. Today is the first day of the elemental week. We started a mineral week. You can get that on YouTube or in Facebook. And then I've also doing my astrology for self mastery, which you also can get access to. But tonight, I'm just going to focus on this overview for you. I'm going to talk about self mastery theme for 2023 that I got channeled, adversity as the engine of success, and a little bit about what that can mean. Next, I'm going to talk about the magic of loving and generative annual commitments. Yes, yes, yes. I'm also going to talk about annual commitments for us collectively. And then in the personal growth opportunity, I will give you guidance for setting your own commitment. Here's my opening quote for tonight, and I'm very grateful to share this. It's from my wonderful teacher, Sobonfu Some, who is now an ancestor. And Sobonfu said in her message in 2008, which is still relevant today, At the crossroad between the fire year and the nature year, many of us are caught in the vortex of change and pain. The many losses and issues facing us are nothing but turbulent wind of change designed to make us shed the old skin. Much like the lizard shedding its skin, we are irritable, unstable, and impatient. Some of us have been sick or will get sick or get crazy just to change things we normally would not. Remember, as you struggle, that lasting good changes are not quick. They are sometimes slow and painful. Be kind to the emerging new you. You will see that the most painful things are packed with gifts and blessings. Furthermore, be proactive, make the changes instead of waiting for the change to make you. Yes, and if you've not read her book yet, Welcoming Spirit Home, you need to read it. It is absolutely fabulous. A little hard to get a hold of, but I know it's still out there. It's still out there online. So, what a great understanding of why you or people you know may be a little crazy right now, really coming out of their skin. That feeling of that. I was going through that a couple of weeks ago. Because of the changes that are here, or even ones that you may be anticipating. Yeah. And so our job is to and then just have this to resist it and to really open ourselves up to getting more of what we need. I'm noticing that my live stream may be sticking a little because I see I'm down to like one dot rather than three bars, so I apologize for that, but it'll be okay. We'll keep moving here. So let me share with you um, a little reminder that we are in this nature year, and in the dagger of wisdom, the nature element is all about the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, all about changes. And so, nature being, of course, the plants, the animals, and humans, the things that have to go through cycles of growth and death and birth and rebirth. And so that gives you just a framing, if you will, for the energetic of this year, of what it is that we're stepping into. We're also, through Chinese astrology, entered into a black water rabbit year. And, black in indigenous wisdom is about healing. It's about healing. It's not about death. And so this year comes with that. It's a year for healing, the results of healing. Rabbits are leaping forward in life, they're fertile, so it's a time for planting seeds or seeing some things that you did plant coming to fruition. But in general, the messages I've been reading about the year of the rabbit is hope, that it is a year of hope. And so that's something that we can definitely be focusing on. So let me share with you about this adversity as the engine of success. And what does that mean? What are we talking about here? And this great quote from Joseph Campbell: opportunities to find deep power within ourselves come when life seems most challenging. That's basically a cosmic law. It's just a cosmic law. It's just how the universe works. But we forget that at times. And there are also some of us, or some of us who have been, I include myself in this, that get addicted to the tough times, like always thinking this is how it's got to be. It's always got to be tough, always got to be tough. And that's different from what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that when you are presented with a challenge, like I was presented with, you got to move by the end of the year, Jojopah. Um, that was an opportunity for me to open up and to learn more about, oh, okay, where am I supposed to be living now? How am I supposed to be living now? What more is there for me? Rather than, drama, trauma, rama, oh, I'm going to be homeless. I lost my home. What am I going to do? It's not about that. Now, it could be about that. And there have been times in my life where it was about that. But that's not what's going on right now. I'm able to understand that this is an opportunity for me to get strengthened, to learn something new, to meet new people as I've been doing, to gather more information that is required for this next era, this next step of success that I have been calling up and manifesting in my life. And so, again, we want to avoid being a victim to circumstance. We want to really understand the treasure in the trouble, the treasure in the trauma. And so, this is a theme that Spirit gave me for you to understand that when something shows up, that is heartbreaking, that feels like failure, that feels like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? What's going on? Or even somebody saying to you, I don't like that. I don't like you. I don't like how you're doing this or that, whatever, however the adversity shows up. That's an opportunity for you to open yourself up to something new. Yeah. Knowing that that's how you're going to get to your success. Yeah. Or more of your success. Let me say that your experiences of success. And so I'll be talking about this all year long, because I know Spirit's going to be bringing me some stuff too. So I'm right there with you, but I'm willing and I'm committed to really see it as an opportunity for healing, growth, evolution, and stepping into my renaissance more deeply into my new life. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful. So now I want to give you these 5 messages for annual commitments for us collectively. And it could be big collectively in terms of humanity, but I'm going to focus on those of us who are wisdom walking, have been wisdom walking, need to be wisdom walking. Yeah, us wisdom walkers. Then I'm going to give you 5 collective annual commitments to focus on. And then I'm going to talk about how you can generate your own personal list. But these 5, of course, are going to be framed within the medicine wheel. And I'm going to talk about them, use them as a theme for 2 months 2 of the months each year. So, for example, this first message for you is about taking credit. Take credit. What does that mean? Take credit that you are still alive, you're still standing here, you're still open to learning, you're still open to figuring it out. Yeah, you haven't given up. You are here. And so you need to acknowledge yourself that for the last 3 years, when COVID showed up in 2020, you are still here because a lot of people aren't. And there are people who are still here, but not able to really be here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, those of us who can, we need to acknowledge this and take credit. So, this is associated with earth and mineral energy. And I will be talking about it next month and also in July. Absolutely. Here's the next one: break away. Break away. And I love that because that's what the age of Aquarius is also asking us, right? We can't keep doing the old paradigms. We can't keep being codependent and thinking that we're going to get a happy ending. Hello. Yeah. So there's things that we know and understand now, and we need to start really using it in a practical and consistent way in our lives. We've got to break away from the stuff that no longer works, no longer serves us. This is associated with fire and nature, and I'll be talking about these in the month of March and August. Shay. Next one, open wide. This one is so important for me because in March, when Saturn moves into the sign of Pisces and Pluto moves into the sign of Aquarius, oh yeah, like it's coming down. It's coming down, folks. It is. And so I am practicing now, like how to just allow myself to receive, because that's what this is about. Open wide and receive. I've been conditioned to, I've got to make it up. I've got to create it. I've got to do it. Because if I don't do it, it won't get done. And all that control drama stuff, right? This is about letting that go, trusting the greater order and direction, and believing that I can receive what it is that I need. Just for example, where's my next permanent living? I shouldn't say permanent, it's never permanent. But where's maybe the next place that I'll live for at least a year or more, right? I don't know right now, and I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm opening up wide to receive that information. This is associated, of course, with the earth element, and I'll be talking about this in April and in September. Next one, bring balance. Ah, I really, really love this one. There is an energetic going on in the cosmos. But it's gotten really intense during 2022 that is all about the yin and the yang, the divine feminine, the sacred masculine. Now, this isn't a gender thing, folks. This is an energetic thing. And it's saying that we can't just have one energy being in charge of everything, and that's, physically, emotionally, that there has to be a balance between the yang, the masculine energy, and the yin, the feminine energy. Yes. And so bringing balance into our lives, both personally, professionally, emotionally, psychologically, yeah, all of that, very important. A lot of us don't know how to do this well, so this is a time we're being called to learn how to be in balance. It involves the water and the nature elements, and I'll be talking about this more specifically in May and October. Yes. And then last but not least, for the nature year, be the change. What more do I need to say about that? Because this is no longer talking about the change, talking about what needs to change, talking about who should change. No, this is about you being the change, allowing yourself to take the necessary risk required to break away, right? Take credit, open wide, and bring balance. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And this is, of course, mineral and nature element, and I will definitely be talking about this in June and in November for you. Yeah, absolutely. Great, great stuff. So now moving right along, let's talk about your personal annual commitments. And these collective ones can be a support to guide you. So, for example, if you like open wide, okay, what do I want to open wide for? That may be what you think about to get your personal commitment. Yeah. But what I found, and I've been talking about too for a while, is that when we usually make an annual commitment, it would be a New Year's resolution. And New Year's resolutions don't work. They've actually done they've done a study of it and find out that for the most part, by the time June rolls around, ain't no commitment happening. It's all gone. So it's time for us to open up to how can then we make commitments and have them really work for us and work and last. Yes, Amina says, I love those annual commitments. I feel I'm working now. Yes, and she knows, she said it. She set them up. Absolutely. So I'm going to give you all who may not have done it because you haven't worked with me on them before. Here's some information for you for how to do it. Now, first thing I want to remind you in terms of your personal growth opportunity is to continue over the next couple of days and maybe even into February to be conscious of your grief. What is it that you're grieving? What is it that you're really letting go of? Give yourself permission to cry those tears, okay? It's going to really, really help with what's coming in, especially in March. You need to be emptied out. The other thing I want you to think about for your annual commitments is this beautiful quote from a man named Roy Bennett. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracles. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Think about that. And this is the energetic that I want you to embrace when you're sitting down to identify your personal annual commitments. Remember, these are not resolutions, these are commitments. These are things that you're going to really, really have, and they're going to help you get to your finish line in a beautiful way. Now, what's different about these than a New Year's resolution, most importantly, is that they're loving and generative. They're loving and generative. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to list three things that you want to heal and or ways in which you want to improve and grow yourself. So you ask yourself, you take time with this. This is a contemplative exercise, okay? And you're going to just kind of say, all right, what is it? What is it that I really want to heal? And you're going to write down all of the fear based and egoic responses next to your original thoughts. Yeah. So, for example, if I say I want to heal, um, say, from feeling like I can never have what I want, okay, um, then you're going to write down all the fear stuff related to that. And so, I can never have what I want, and I'm always being thwarted, and somebody's always taking advantage of me, and blah, 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 blah. So you write all that stuff down. And then you say, okay, I'm going to ask myself, why do I want to heal or shift each of the three things that I write down? I gave you just one example. And this is really important because this is when you're going to again elicit some more of what the fears are. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to dredge up the fear stuff that your commitments are going to first maybe be based on, and then we're going to transform that. Yeah. So you just let yourself, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. And it's a contemplative exercise. You might one day. They take a couple, and then the main that you give your to really go in and go deep. Yeah. So after you've dredged up the fear stuff, you've listed out these things, the next thing you're going to do is to restate the fear responses into language that is positive, love centered, affirming, inspiring, and expressing of your divine truth. Yes, yes, yes. Um, this is so important because, as it says in number 4, you're going to keep working with your responses, what you write down, until a smile comes across your face. And you say, yes, I am willing to learn how to experience this. You know, that it really becomes you're inspired. Your words inspire you, they bring you a sense of peace and calm. Yeah. And that's what you're working toward. And once you get it down to that point, and like I said, it may take a little time. Once you get it down to that point, then you're going to take them and you're going to put them on your altar and you let them cook. Let the ancestors work on it. Let it cook. And then you're going to take them and put them someplace that you can refer back to them very easily. But not on a, you don't need to do it on a daily basis. I would say definitely every month, look back at your annual commitments and see what's going on. And you can write about that. That's a good way to do it. The ones I did last year, I'm very pleased with. It was really very helpful, especially by the end that last quarter of 2022. Oh yeah, when I looked at my commitments, I was like, okay, I'm good. This is what I called up. Okay. And so in other words, again, it just helps you get out of staying a victim to what is going on and realize, oh, this is in response to what I committed to, what I asked for. Okay, let me walk my talk. Let me do what I need to do here. Yeah. So I will put this in maybe in in the box below the YouTube video just for you to look at a little easier. But I really encourage you to give yourself permission to set intentions and commitments that are loving and generative so that when the adversity shows up this year, you're going to look at it and you're going to say, ah, thank you. I needed that. This is going to help me get to, boom, my success, right? Accomplishing my fulfillment and those happy endings that I'm living for. Absolutely. All right. Let me share with you the quote from Miss Sarah that I'm using this month. The sassy Sarah who said, "Don't look for someone in whom to believe. Believe in yourself. The only authentic authority is your own original nature." Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Ah. So, as always, my darlings, I have come to the end of this and doing that with much gratitude. I'm going to close out, of course, always of first thanking my wonderful engineer, Miss Yvette Parker, and the entire Black Hole Radio and family for their continued support of giving me platforms so that I can communicate out to you all of this loving, loving energy and supportive energy. Also, I want to shout out to all my regular listeners out there, and you know who you are. Those of you who have Wisdom Walk with me, those of you who want to Wisdom Walk with me. I'll be providing some more opportunities for that. That's coming this year. I'm so excited. For those of you who are in my family, my real family on the coast, both in New York, out here in California, my new family, a big shout out to Yumi and Bill. I love you dearly. To my transformational leadership colleagues, my medicine brothers and sisters around the globe, and of course, those of you who may be watching, listening for the first time. Thank you. Big thank you, because I truly couldn't do this knowing that there were people that weren't watching. So, because I know that people are listening, it really helps me get out of bed and spend my Sunday preparing for this show. And I love it. Now, just a reminder, I will be live streaming the Elemental Wisdom for the month of February very soon. Also, we'll be doing the astrological information, astrology for self mastery. We've got a moon in Pisces coming up. It should be fun. And again, you can always find information on this stuff through my Facebook page or my website, Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery for now. And I'll have another platform to be sharing with you very soon. I'm plugging my book at the end in the credits. You can see that Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery, Ancient Wisdom for Transforming Pain, still available. And last but not least, I want to thank my God, my ancestors, my spirit guides, loving entities, everything that walks with me, keeps my head to the sky, my feet to the ground, and my heart open to do this important work with and for all of you. Please have a very healthy, safe, and happy mineral week, connecting with the souls of others, unity consciousness, baby. Yeah. Now, continue to wear your mask. COVID and its variants are not gone. And if for some reason you can't use your mask or use a mask, then you have to strengthen your immune system. And that is not only with eating well and drinking enough water, but getting good rest and avoiding things that make you nervous and crazy. Also, practice safe relating. Very important. Wash those hands frequently, avoid perceived safety, and practice science safety. And most importantly, my darlings, please, please, please remember you are not disposable. In fact, you are divine. Good night now.